All right, so today is Friday, February 19th, 2021. This is the end of the day performance review. We're talking about the adaptive entry system. The adaptive entry system is the system that we use here at Options Moneymaker. It was created by New Cycle Trading and Analytics, and it provides a set of signals allowing us to have a reasonable idea, reasonable anticipation of which direction the market is moving at any point in time. There's four primary signals that we trade, and then throughout the live trading room, we also trade fractals in addition to the four primary adaptive entry system signals. System is very easy to trade. It's very easy to recognize the signals. They're presented to us in colored highlighted vertical bars. Red bars mean likely to move lower, green bars mean likely to move higher, and it's really as simple as that. And then the alpha values that you see on each of these boxes is just indicating which type of a signal it is. We have trend bias signals, we have trend continuation signals, we have consensus signals, and we have momentum signals. So we trade all of these signals throughout the day. We are trading them in our live trading room between 8:45 a.m. Eastern and generally 4 o'clock, 4 p.m. But we generally close sometime between 3 p.m. Eastern and 4 p.m. Eastern. We stop our trading, and then we take a look at our performance and we update our personal trading plan, which I'm going to do for you here in just a moment. Now, the adaptive entry system is a system that was designed to work effectively for stock investors to decide, well, when's the right time for me to buy into a stock I'm interested in, or when's the right time for me to maybe cash out of a stock that I'm in. The adaptive entry system is excellent for options traders, generally using longer term charts like 10-minute or 30-minute or daily charts to time the entry of your position. And the adaptive entry system is excellent for futures traders also. And that's primarily what we do in our live trading room. We are trading futures on the NASDAQ 100 futures, which is NQ is the symbol. And we are generally focused on a 5-minute chart. The 5-minute chart allows us to help our community of traders get a lot of experience with the system and understand, what do I do when a signal reverses? How do I manage a trade? How do I set a stop on the trade? We're here to provide a complete and comprehensive education about what to do and when to make those choices. And we do it on a 5-minute chart on the NASDAQ 100 futures. You can trade any futures contract you choose once you learn how to trade the system. We have a lot of people who will trade oil, bonds, silver, copper, ES, which is the S&P 500 futures, and then Russell 2000 futures. But we primarily focus on NQ futures because we are accomplishing two things in our live trading room. One is to actually make money. We're trading live accounts. And the second thing is to provide an education, an ongoing real-time education for our community of traders. So the next tool that we have is where we keep track of all of the trades that we take throughout the day. So the trades are listed in detail, and we actually start tracking from 3 a.m. Eastern time all the way through when we take our last trade for the day. Now we're not trading at 3 a.m., but around 8:30 to 9 o'clock when we actually start trading at 8:45 a.m. We go back and we take a look at the overnight trades and we show them also. We're building this information because it's important to us to have a complete database of performance of trades, what time the trades occurred, so that we can do look backs and we can determine what the performance would be likely, what the performance likely would be if we were to trade during certain periods of time. And that's kind of become a mainstay in our live trading room now, where we have clients and we also have prospects who are just kind of checking us out to see whether or not we would be right for them. We have people asking us, well, what if I traded from 7 to 9 every day and I took all of the signals plus fractals? We're able to use this tool to communicate to you exactly what to expect, or at least what to expect based on historical performance. So here's today, today's performance, and you can see we record the entry time of each trade. We record whether it was a short or long. We're on a 5-minute chart, and then which of the strategy methods was that trade triggered from. And then we record the profit and loss in terms of points. Each 1 point on the NASDAQ 100 is worth $20. So it's $20 a point per contract. So if we record 5 points of profit, that's multiplied times 20. So that's $100 of profit per contract. We also keep track of the drawdown, which is the amount that the index may have moved negative uh, to our position before we ended up closing out of the position. Sometimes, like in this case, it moved 9 3/4 points negative, but we ended up taking a 5-point profit on it. Here, this moved 10.5 points negative. We took a 5-point profit. This one moved 17 points negative to us, and that's where we ended up closing out. So we keep track of all the detail so that we can be as effective as possible in helping you design your own personal trading business. All of that detail is then summarized for us on a daily summary page. We go all the way back to July, actually, sorry, middle of June of 2020. That's when we started tracking this data. That's when we built this tool, and that's when we started tracking the data. So we have all of that data for now 171 trading days. And I'm going to scroll all the way down to today, and I can scan across and I can evaluate a variety of categories and their performance. So the first category I take a look at is if you traded from 9:30 to noon, so these are all Eastern times, and you were to trade all of the adaptive entry system signals. Today we ended up with 50 points positive of profit, and we took 14 trades. We had 93% win-loss ratio. Then there's another category that we track, which is from 7 a.m. to the end of the market day, taking only the trending signals. There are 2 trending signals within AES. One is the trend bias signal, which is the initial start of a trend, and the second is a continuation of the trend. And so if you'd only taken the trend and continuation signals today, we actually lost today 13.5 points. We took 21 trades, so the win-loss ratio was not quite as good on that. Then, of course, we have 7 to 4 all, which was positive 28 points. And then we have 8:45, which is when the live trading room opens, to the end of our trading day, taking all of the signals plus fractals, including fractals, and we were positive 36 points. Now, there are 3 of these 4 categories that we translate into a personal trading plan so that you can see how to properly use a personal trading plan. We're not saying that it's only these 3 categories that you can effectively trade in. We're just saying that we randomly picked 3 different categories. So 9:30 to noon, all signals is very different than 7 to 4 trend bias. This takes longer time for a trader, and you're only taking 2 of the 4 signals. 8:45 corresponds to the start time of the live trading room, and then the end of the live trading room, and it encompasses all of the signals within the adaptive entry system and fractals, which is what we call out all day. So we are tracking all 3 of these. We don't translate the 7 to 4 all into a personal trading plan, but you certainly could do that if you choose to. So the personal trading plan itself is this tool. We actually just rolled out an enhanced version of it last night. Aaron's put a ton of work into this to making sure it is really a very flexible tool for our community of traders. So each of those 3 categories that we are translating into a personal trading plan, to give you an example of how your personal trading plan could be different from other traders. Um, the 3 categories are the live trading room all, which is the 9:30 to noon AES signals, and then of course the 7 to 4 trend bias and continuation, and then the 8:45 to end of the market day, all the adaptive entry system signals and fractals. So we didn't update it yesterday. We didn't update our plan yesterday. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually going to pull the AES performance over to a different monitor so I can just do this all at one time. So I'm going to start by updating our 9:30 to noon. We had 50 points. At 50 points, and it's $20 a point, so that's $1,000, and we're trading 3 contracts. Now, the personal trading plan will help you scale up the number of contracts, meaning you don't have to do any more work, you don't have to do anything different than what you've been doing, but you end up possibly making more money. So we did $3,000 today. We did 14 trades. That's incorrect information. I need to move that down. I'll do yesterday here in just a minute. We did 14 trades today, multiplied times 3 contracts per trade, so that's 42 contracts. So now let me go back up here. Yesterday was actually a losing day, and we lost 58 points times $20 a point times 3 contracts, so it was a minus 34.80. And yesterday, we only did 7 trades. 7 trades at 3 contracts a trade is 21 contracts. Now, you're going to see me enter these numbers, and these numbers that I enter reflect the entirety of the time frame that I am tracking, so 9:30 to noon in this category. But as Aaron mentioned just before we started going through this update, there there was a time this morning where we were nicely up, and a lot of our traders will stop trading. The personal trading plan helps you decide when enough is enough and when you can stop trading. So it's very possible that yesterday we were up, 20 points at some point, 15 points, 30 points, whatever it might be. But by the end of the noon hour, we were down 58 points. So there are a lot of traders that if we were positive by referring to their personal trading plan, they're going to have stopped trading and they will not incur that loss. We enter all of the trades in the time frame that we're tracking here just to show you what the entirety of that time frame looks like. All right, so I'm going to jump over to our this is our trend bias and continuation category. And yesterday we made 20 points of profit. 20 points times $20 a point is $400, and we're trading 3 contracts here. So it was $1,200 yesterday. We did 9 trades. 9 trades at 3 contracts per trade is 27 contracts. Today we lost 13.5 points. So what's interesting is yesterday we lost in the 9:30 to noon and won nicely today. But yesterday we won in the 7 to 4, but lost today. So it's just the difference between those 2 categories. And one of the things that you will do when you start trading and using the personal trading plan is you'll invest some time in figuring out when you should trade, what the hours of your trading should be, what works for your schedule, and what level of engagement with the adaptive entry system do you want to take. Do you want to be taking all of the signals? Do you want to take all plus fractals? Do you want to just take 2 of the signals? We can help guide you into understanding the right thing to do. So today we lost 13.5 points at $20 a point, and we're trading 3 contracts. So today was a loss of $810. And today we did 21 trades. So 21 times 3 contracts a trade is 63 contracts. So we put the contracts in because what we do then is project our potential income for a 52-week period based on net performance after fees and commissions. All right, so the last category we're going to update here is our 8:45 to end of the market day. And yesterday we did 18 points. 18 points times $20 a point is $360. And we are at 3 contracts today. So we actually just scaled up to 3 contracts today. So today was $1,080. And yesterday we did 31 trades at 3 contracts a trade. So that is 93 contracts. And then today we had a winning day of 36 points, nice strong day. times $20 a point times 3 contracts, and that's 2160. I think I have to go back and correct something here. I like doing this in real time. Times 3 is 108 contracts today. Let me just double check something. Yeah, that's correct. Yesterday we scaled up to 3 contracts. All right, so one last thing here. Go back to our 9:30 to noon. Generally, once I've entered everything, I go to the contract override field and I lock in the number of contracts. And I do that so that if we start to project forward and I decide I want to change the number of contracts I trade going forward, it won't go back and change anything in our history. All right, so now the most important thing we want to look at when we plug in our performance every day is this data right up here. This data represents the number of weeks we've been tracking in our personal trading plan. So we are 33 weeks into a 52-week plan. And this number represents the number of losing days during those 33 weeks. By default, every other day is a winning day. So we are seeing 33 weeks of history, and we have had 56 losing days. There are 2 values here that represent our average winning day and our average losing day. But this average winning day and average losing day do not represent just a pure average of all the winning days. They actually represent the winning days and also have a factor of the frequency of winning days per the number of weeks that we have in our history. So this number, the minus 42.78, is taking into account all of the losing days that we've had and also factoring in the frequency rate of losing days to the number of weeks that we have in our history. So our average winning day is 21.98 points per day, and our average losing day is 42.78 points. All right, that is what we refer to as our run rate. You have your run rate, you know how you've been performing, and now the most important part of this is to translate those run rate data points into your forecast. We are 33 weeks into a 52-week plan, which means we have 19 weeks to go in our 52-week plan, and we want to know what to forecast for the next 19 weeks so that we have a reasonable idea of what to expect in terms of overall 12-month performance. So I'm going to put 21.98 as my going forward forecast run rate, and I'm going to put minus 42.78 as my going forward losing trade day expectation. We have maxed out at 3 contracts. We are not going to increase beyond 3 contracts in this plan. And so with our history of 33 weeks and using that same run rate, those same run rate values, forecasting forward for the next 19 weeks and capping ourselves at no more than 3 contracts. We started at 1 contract back in July, and the personal trading plan graduated us up to 3 contracts, which we are staying at now. That means that our income for a 12-month period is projected to be about $132,000. So it's $132,627. That number will slightly change between now and our 52-week clock when we hit 52 weeks, but it will change in minor increments as the run rate values change and as we then continue to project forward a smaller time period. So that's pretty solid in my opinion, $132,627 for a 12-month trading performance, and that's having started with a $5,000 account. So in the second category, where we only trade the trend and trend bias trades, trend and trend continuation trades, but we're trading from 7 to 4, we also started this account 33 weeks ago, and we have 53 losing days during those 33 weeks. Our average winning day, which also takes into account the frequency rate of winning days to our history is 27.72, and our average losing day is 39.46. Again, that's taking into account the frequency rate of losing days per our history. So we're going to put those values in our going forward forecast to tell our personal trading plan what to expect for the next 19 weeks. So 27.72 and minus 39.46, minus 39.46. So you can see here that we're 33 weeks in and the values changed slightly, but not significantly. Once you get this far into your plan, your daily values, your daily run rate values are not going to change significantly. So you can have some fun and play around with your personal trading plan and say, all right, well, what if, what if I only did 20 points in positive days for the next 19 weeks. You can plug that in, you can see what kind of a value you get. Here, we're keeping our max contracts at 3 contracts, and the projected income for a 52-week plan is $214,457. That number will continue to change from day to day slightly in small increments, but it won't change significantly when we're this far into the plan, 33 weeks into the plan. Again, this account started 33 weeks ago with $5,000. So you can see the progression of the account growth. You can scroll back here and you can see we've had some big losing days. We've had, losing days back to back. We've had a whole series of winning days with no losing days. What this is, folks, is a realistic approach to trading. Too many traders get hung up on what happened today with no point of reference whatsoever to what has happened in history and what could possibly happen going forward. They get bogged down by maybe a big losing day and think, oh, this isn't working and I don't really know where I am and I don't know if I've made money. They don't know more than they know. And this personal trading plan is the tool that's going to help you. So $5,000 to potentially $214,000 in 12 months. That's a good number right there. And then the last category is a relatively new category that we just added. And we did so because we wanted to do a calendar year. So we started this category with a new account, $5,000. We started it on January 4th. So first trades that we recorded were on January 4th. And then we update this now along with the other 2 categories. So we are 7 weeks into this plan. We've actually had 12 losing days in the first 7 weeks. That seems a little high to me, but it is what it is. This is real trading, and all I care about is what are my run rates and how do those run rates forecast forward to provide a 12-month income for myself from a $5,000 account. So 39.12 is the average winning day, which takes into account that we've had uh, number of winning days. It takes into account the number of winning days per the 7 weeks in our history, and our losing day average is 56.42, which takes into account 12 losing days in the 7 weeks that we've been tracking this category. So 39.12 and 56.42 minus 56.42. Now, in the early phase of your personal trading plan, when you're just getting started, or maybe you're only into the first few weeks like we are here, the run rate values have a higher probability of changing more significantly from a day-to-day basis than when you're 33 weeks into your plan. So that's just something you have to get used to. And the best way to actually start your personal trading plan is by doing about a month of sim trading. In sim trading, you get to get experience with the adaptive entry system. You get to listen in the live trading room if you choose to do that, and you can ask a lot of questions from our knowledge experts, Aaron and Michael and myself, and you really get comfortable with your trading. That also builds a month worth of history for your personal trading plan. So when you actually shift to live dollar trading, you already have a baseline at least a 4-week baseline for your own personal run rate. And if you're looking for a way to get started and you need kind of a run rate to get started, you can rely on our run rate as a starting point to forecast. But eventually and pretty quickly, you're going to build your own. You're going to have a good idea of what your run rate is, what your personal trading is producing for you. So here we're also establishing a maximum of 3 contracts. Um, and we're forecasting right now income for 12 months of $288,642. That's for calendar year 2021. Here's what I think is realistic, though. I think that number might decrease or increase. I don't think 7 weeks is yet enough to have a real good solid baseline of run rate. But once you get 3 to 4 months under your belt and in your recorded as your history here with the personal trading plan, you're going to start to have a much better idea of what that income potential could be for the year. But right now it's pretty strong. I wouldn't hang my hat on that just yet. I want to have 3 to 4 months of history, and then we'll have a much better idea of what we're projecting in terms of 12-month income. But if you take a look at these numbers, each of these accounts started with $5,000. They're each trading a slightly different configuration of the adaptive entry system. One is trading only 2 signals. One is trading all 4, but trading only from 9:30 to noon. One is trading all 4 signals plus fractals, but trading from 8:45 to the end of the market day. So we're trying to show you 3 different configurations to show you that, first of all, it's very adaptable to your own personal trading style. Aaron actually built into this personal trading plan something that we released as an enhancement last night, and it is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday values, which means if you happen to have a schedule, a personal life schedule or a work schedule or a business schedule that says, hey, I can trade every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, or Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but I can't trade Tuesdays and Thursdays. Well, you can change these values to only track the days and only forecast the days that you are able to trade. This is a very adaptable, very versatile tool now, which allows you to customize it for whatever you choose. You can also decide that you are very comfortable and confident in your trading. And I'm going to go to the 9:30 to noon. And all these run rate values, you understand how you got there, you understand how you have losses, you understand how you have gains, and you understand what it's projecting. And you may decide that you're very comfortable increasing your maximum number of contracts. So if I were to increase to a maximum of 5 contracts from 3, my income projection goes from 132 to almost 167. It's just that simple, not doing anything different than what you're doing, except possibly increasing the number of contracts. And if you've properly entered your contracts in the contract override field in all of your history, then by entering 5 here will not go back and change your history. It will only change going forward. Now, I'm going to exaggerate this here just to make an example here. If I put 50 contracts, which I would never recommend, I do not recommend this. I'm only showing this as an example to show how the personal trading plan will help you. It will not immediately scale you up to 50 contracts. It's only going to scale you up to 50 contracts when there is a value in the account that supports the margin requirement for 50 contracts. So we've built this tool to say um, the margin requirement on the number of contracts being traded should not exceed 10% of the balance of the account. And that's a value you can set. We have ours set at 10%. So the margin requirement on 3 contracts is $1,500. It's $500 per contract. If I'm going to trade 3 contracts, I need a minimum of $15,000 in the account. Well, we have plenty to do that. So this is an easy number. Now, if I put 50 in there as my max, it's not going to immediately take me to 50 because I don't have the right account value in order to support 50 contracts. But as the account grows, if it does, it eventually gets to 50 contracts. In fact, it got to 50, then you have a couple losses that are planned in there, they're pre-planned, and then we drop back to 43, then we're back to 47, and then we are at 50 contracts. So you can do that, and you can set that contract value at whatever you choose. I strongly advise against 50 contracts. I'm using that as a way to just show an example of how this will scale your contracts for you, how the personal trading plan helps you know what number of contracts to be trading. Yeah, but I think anything between 1 and 10 is a reasonable number. Hey, 10 gets you to $253,000, just under. I'm going to leave mine at 3 because I still think that $132,627 is a very reasonable income, having started with $5,000 for this account. So folks, that's the personal trading plan, and that's translating the performance data from our tracking tool into the personal trading plan. We look at our averages, and we have a feature called researching that allows us to pull up any configuration of strategies, any combination of strategies we choose, and evaluate to see what our history tells us how that has performed. Right now it's set for all plus fractals, all including fractals, 845 to 4. And we know that if we traded for the last 171 days, that is averaging $881 a day in profits per contract. So this is stated on a per contract basis. We also know that during that 171 days that there have been 38 losing days, 38 negative days, and that the average number of trades is going to be just over 30 trades a day. And we also know that the win-loss ratio is about 74%. So we can change that to whatever we want. We could leave it at all plus fractals, and we could say, well, what if you could only trade from say 10 in the morning Eastern to 2. Now we can see that for the last 171 trading days, we've made just under $500 of profit average per day. There have been 49 losing days in the 171 days. You're going to take about 18 trades during that 4-hour window, and you got about a 75% win-loss ratio. Now, there are absolutely no guarantees going forward that these values will average $497.57. But having data and having a database that shows what our historical performance has been, the longer we grow that database, the greater the integrity of the data. And these are all trades, folks, that are done in real time within the context of our live trading room. So our entire community of traders who are following along in the live trading room are able to see every single trade. They're able to listen in as Aaron and Michael and I call out the trades. They're able to track right along with every trade. And of course, as I mentioned to you, we track the detail, and we can share the detail with our trading community at any given time. So we feel we have a very comprehensive system for trading for any trader who is serious about wanting to make money either as a secondary income or as a full-time income. The adaptive entry system is the tool that we feel you need in order to trade effectively. The personal trading plan is the tool you need to do a financial forecast for what we call your trading business. It is a trading business that you're constructing. The live trading room will support your ongoing learning, allowing you to follow right along with us trading, and also allow you to ask questions so that you can continue to learn. And then if you're not familiar with futures and you want to trade futures along with us, we have a futures trading education program. And if you prefer to trade options, we are not trading options throughout the live trading room day, but if you have questions about options, if you want to look at a chart, we can do that for you. We also have an options training education program. So we're here to help options traders. We're here to help futures traders. We're here to provide tools that legitimately give you a winning edge in being able to drive the type of income that you desire. And we'd love to have you join us if you're not already part of our live trading room. All right, so that is it for the week. We will be back again Monday morning at 8:45 a.m. Eastern. Thank you so much for being part of our community of traders.